let's just quickly hit on Mayfield, who's taken on the Cowboys this coming weekend. I guess returning to the place where he was drafted. That was the draft night in that building. And if you had told me that night, if Mayock had leaned over to me that night, or Schefter had said on his ESPN set and had leaned over to me prior to it with Ian Rappaport or what have you and said to me, hey, Mayfield is going to have 4 different head coaches over the next 3 years, 4 different ones, I would have been like, well, really? Wow. I mean, he's got no shot. So have we been unable to evaluate him? I know you said you still kind of like shrug emoji on him, but what is your evaluation based on everything that you just said about showing up and needing a system, needing a right spot, and sometimes somebody's talent can overcome all that to become a great quarterback? Where do you stand on the subject of this quarterback, Brian?
Yeah, well, let's go back to our non-negotiables. Let's go back to our 3 areas, and the 2 most critical: the mental and emotional. And obviously, he's got that swagger and that confidence, but is it proportion to where he's just reckless and throwing the ball up, hence the 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio? Or is it truly that athletic arrogance that you've got to have? And I say that in a complimentary way. All great quarterbacks have a certain athletic arrogance about them, a confidence that, yes, I could do this. But so you can't combine that with the, the Chinese fire drill that has been his upbringing in the NFL with all that's going on in Cleveland. That's almost a combination that can't be overcome. So the question is it truly Mayfield's fault or lack of ability? And now with Kevin Stefanski, will it even out and will we see it? Or even, or is indeed this is not the answer, or no, he clearly doesn't have what it takes. So this is a tough one. It's tough to put the thumbs down on him, but he's fighting an uphill battle right now.
Well, I mean, and Josh Allen is taking a major step forward this year. And you could say that the Bills did the right thing in surrounding him with the people to help him and an offense that's just for him and that's clicking and working. And then there is the case of the guy who is the reigning MVP of this league now, 0-9 in games in which he's trailed at halftime. And we saw once again the supposed Achilles heel, unless it isn't. And I'd love to put this in front of you, certainly having a front row seat there in Baltimore, Brian, that all you got to do is get Lamar down by 2 scores and you got the Ravens right where you want them. What do you make of Lamar Jackson on that front and this offense that they are running, mostly to success in Baltimore?
Yeah, you always hear it after a surprising loss that for a team. It's okay, now we have a template. Okay, we have a well, yes. Okay, here's the template for beating the Ravens. 1, you don't give up the big play, and clearly Kansas City did a good job. He was 0 for 5 with throws, big plays down the field. Didn't have any completion over 20 yards. 2, you got to keep him within the pocket. You've got to bring that 5th and 6th man so that he has to operate primarily from the pocket. And 3rd, offensively, you have to keep him off the field. You have to have an offense that can click that away. So my response is absolutely, there is a template. The problem is part of that template, you have to have Patrick Mahomes. Okay, that's because if you don't have that part of the template, so let's slow down here and just say, okay, yeah, we can just roll this thing out. So that is a big part of it. And Lamar Jackson, I think that is something that and that was a big focus in the offseason, improving his throws, his completion percentage, and his throws, particularly from the numbers to the outside. And against a team that had all phases of it going in Kansas City, they couldn't do it. Now, they've got 3 games, basically 3 home games. They're at Washington, which is a bus ride, then Cincinnati, then at Philly, which is also a bus ride. So virtually 3 home games against 3, struggling football teams. So I think they got a chance to get their swagger back. They're probably going to run up a bunch of points and a bunch of yards and feel good about themselves. But clearly that's going to be the challenge because they know that's the hard thing about the loss the other day. At home in Baltimore, that sitting at the end of that tunnel to the Super Bowl is going to be Kansas City likely, and can indeed you put it together the next time and win.